upgrading your biosecurity methods, making sure that those plans are in place now. It's never too late to plan ahead. You would rather be safe than sorry.
Jennifer Tyree, Executive Director, Illinois Pork Producers. This is the RFD Livestock Report. Good day to you. Welcome to RFD Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yankee. Hello there.
Hello. We are going to see the sun today.
Yeah, that's what they say. And this time of year, it's kind of hard to go too long without some sort of rain chance.
That's true.
But hopefully this forecast is going to get a little bit better now that this last system made its way out of the state. So we'll hear from Dan Hicks in just a little bit about that.
Plus, if it's May Beef Month, who else do you want to talk to but Jill Johnson?
Well, could be 12 months out of the year. Who else would you want to talk to but Jill Johnson?
That is a good point.
But yes, May is Beef Month, and a lot of checkoff-funded promotions have been and will be taking place throughout the state. We'll talk about that in the 4Fs report.
Lots going on in the nation's capital and the state capital. Steve Bridges here with his weekly report, and our friend, hardworking Matt Kay, files a report as well.
And a little bit from Kevin Simlow about what has and what has not happened yet. One of the things we'll talk about with Kevin is about broadband. We all want broadband, we all want connectivity, but there are also private property rights to consider about those kind of installations.
You know, we joke sometimes about, is there a job that you wouldn't want?
Like Kevin Simlow's job? Can you, what show was it? Was it Circus of the Stars or something like that, where the guy was spinning all those plates at the same time?
Right.
The things that he and Bill Bodine, those guys have to juggle?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
And their demeanor, they keep it calm and collected, so hats off to those guys. Plus, markets and weather for sure. Stay with us. This is RFD Illinois.
RFD Radio Network's DeLoss Yankee connects rural routes for you. DeLoss delivers essential farm and food-related news to our listeners. His witty voice has been heard on the air for more than 2 decades. Here's a bit about his rural roots.
Growing up on a farm prepared me for my career. I try to know a little about a lot of things and let the people I interview be the experts. I've always wanted to be on the radio. I'm just happy to do what I enjoy.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
What's the excitement about buying a brand new car when you pay full price for it? County Farm Bureau members have a reason to be excited. A Farm Bureau membership gives you 2 car purchase discounts. When members buy a new Ford vehicle, they receive $500 off their purchase. And with a purchase of a qualifying Lincoln vehicle, they receive $750 off. Everyone loves a good deal, and the money saved is worth the price of our annual membership. This is just one of our 300,000 plus discounts that are always changing to fit our members' needs. Not a Farm Bureau member? Visit Illinois Farm Bureau online and join today.
Now the easy and fastest way to order ag parts is with Sloan Express, America's ag parts supplier. Simply put, Sloan Express is a lower price alternative to original manufacturer parts. And now, free shipping on orders over $195 right to your front door. Plus, we offer free shipping to 20 Sloan locations. Enter code RFD10 at checkout and save 10%. Get your free catalog online at SloanEX.com or call today.
We're back here on RFD Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier. Disaster aid, crop insurance, and tariffs dominated a House Ag Subcommittee hearing on the state of the farm economy. RFD Washington correspondent Matt Kay reports.
The farm economy's lousy, and Congress and the administration are not doing enough to help. Key gripes of producers and ag lawmakers. Republican Austin Scott of Georgia on White House resistance to larger farm disaster aid spending.
I appreciate the Vice President's comments. I appreciate the President's favorable comments about agriculture and the agricultural community. But when things are then handed off to people at Office of Management and Budget who consider the American farmer and the American farm family nothing but subsidy-sucking freeloaders, then there's a disconnect in what is actually coming out of the administration and what the administration is telling us they're going to do.
But producers from across the country told lawmakers they need more than disaster aid. They need markets. Minnesota producer Mike Peterson.
Strong soybean yields and fair prices It kept many farmers profitable until the trade disputes with China took its toll on the markets last year. Now our problem with oversupply is only getting worse. Farm debt's at an all-time high, and most farmers I know have burnt through their equity that they built up in the good years leading up to 2014. We're now seeing a big increase in the number of Chapter 12 bankruptcies in Minnesota. Unless we get our markets back and the prices rebound, I feel many more farmers will be forced out of business.
Producers say USDA market facilitation payments helped, but don't come close to trade losses. The Farm Bill and crop insurance also helped, but not enough. Lawmakers concede fixes are needed, but blame themselves and the White House for failing producers for some 6 months now on disaster aid, finally moving again this week in the House, and on trade losses, which some producers fear could doom their farms. For the RFD Radio Network, Matt Kay on Capitol Hill.
Thanks, Matt. From the nation's capital to the state capitol, Steve Bridge has this week's State House report.
As lawmakers discuss the need for a capital bill this spring at the State House, the conversation also has to be how to pay for it. Now there's a plan to forever alter the way the state's motor fuel tax is assessed. Democrat Senator Martin Sandoval has a proposal to raise the state's motor fuel tax 25 cents a gallon to 44 cents and then let that tax rate index to inflation. Mark Polis with the Operating Engineers Local 150 says the state needs a change to the way it funds infrastructure.
We're concerned about long-term sustainable transportation funding. That should be the key. That should be the focus. The focus should not be boom and bust. The focus should not be a large influx of dollars so that 10 years from now we come back to figure out new revenue sources so that we can pay off additional debt that comes down the road.
There's tepid support right now on the Republican side for the tax increase. No one in the caucus is officially all in just yet. The last time the state raised motor fuel taxes was in 1990. Republican Senator Don DeWitt says he'd like to see some possible changes to the bill, but backs the need for an increase in motor fuel taxes.
A Big Mac in 1990 was $1.25. Today it's $4.15. Unfortunately, that tax rate that was established in 90 was not indexed for inflation. That's a mistake that I don't think any of us want to make this time around.
Supporters say it's time Illinois gets with much of the rest of the country. 29 states have bumped up their fuel taxes since 2012. Illinois ranks third in the nation in roadway miles, second in rail miles, eighth in waterway miles. Vehicle registration fees, other driver's fees would also increase. Overall, the state could receive $2.4 billion more a year. For now, that would be on a pay-as-you-go schedule for road and bridge repairs, mass transit updates, and so on. Sandoval says something has to give because a statewide capital bill shouldn't be something that comes around once a decade.
Capital bills in Springfield are like the second coming of the cicadas. You know, it's every 10 years, and that's not the way to go in regards to funding our infrastructure.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Steve Bridge for the RFD Radio Network.
Thanks, Steve. With that, we'll break. DeLoss is back with more RFD Illinois.
RFD Radio Network's Jim Taylor connects rural routes for you. You can trust Jim every morning for your overnight markets. He gets up early to help keep farmers on top of their game. Here's a bit about his rural routes.
I have the opportunity to cover something different every day and provide listeners with up-to-date markets, news they need to do their job and be successful, from legislative issues to crop updates and weather, of course.
Be it routes or routes, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
All Ag.
All Illinois.
All Now.
There are a lot of smartphone apps out there, but do they have what's important to us here in Illinois? The Farm Week Now app does, and it's always at your fingertips. All Ag, all Illinois, and 24/7 where and when you need it for free. Go to your app or Play Store on your smartphone, hit search, type in Farm Week Now, that's one word, and download it today. Brought to you by Illinois Farm Bureau, where we're all about farm, family, and food.
This is your RFD Radio Network 4Fs report. Fuel, fertilizer, feed, and food. All sources of essential energy. Here's DeLoss Yonke.
Talking food today, and specifically talking beef today with Jill Johnson, Executive Vice President of the Illinois Beef Association. May is Beef Month. There's plenty to celebrate about beef in Illinois.
You know, cattle farmers checkoff investment, both in their national checkoff and our state Illinois beef checkoff. We're doing quite a bit of promotion programs, and you're going to see and hear the beef message across multiple platforms. So the state association tends to focus on more general Illinois beef promotion and maybe a little bit more focused in the Chicago area. And I think what's really cool about our association is we have all of these local affiliate chapters. And through our state checkoff program, grants are available to help them promote beef in their local area. So we're doing everything from radio advertising, television sponsorships, grocery store promotions, digital advertising, consumer engagement events. And so we're really excited to be able to do a multitude of things in a variety of ways and really get our producers at the local level involved in that as well.
Yeah, I saw the Best Burger Contest as well on Facebook.
Best Burger Contest is out there, so that will conclude later this month. So all you have to do is go to our website, illinoisbeef.com. You'll find the link to first nominate the restaurant that you think serves the best beef burger. And then once our nomination round is closed the middle of this month, then we'll vote from those top 10 and pick a winner.
By the way, with Beef Month and with promoting beef, is this a way to somewhat subtly or even somewhat directly demonstrate why actual beef, real beef, is the way to go as opposed to something that might have been concocted some other way?
Sure. I mean, that's anyone. I'm sure a lot of people are seeing headlines and some chatter about alternative proteins, and that's certainly something that we're focused on. The strategy there is to really continue to leverage the taste, the quality, the nutritional value of beef. We're doing that every day as part of that checkoff investment, but the month of May just helps us elevate that a little more, so there couldn't be a better time to talk even more about beef than now. And you hear a lot of this chatter about alternative proteins, but I think it's important for people to remember that chicken is still our number one competitor. Yeah. So while we're focused on more of this new technology, if you will, and what that looks like in the marketplace, we can't lose sight of other proteins that compete for market share as well. But beef still, like I said earlier, is the king of protein there. Yeah. And so we're going to capitalize and talk about that as much as we can.
Jill Johnson, Illinois Beef Association's Executive Vice President. Beef Month is in May to start the promotions in the beginning of what's known as the summer grilling season. And summer conference is next month. Great agenda is set for the meeting in Effingham this year. Find out the details at illinoisbeef.com. Gas prices, the national average price according to AAA is $2.88, 13 cents more than last month, 3 cents more than last year. Diesel $3.10 is 6.5 cents more than last month and a penny more than last year. Nation's E85 price is $2.43. In Illinois, the average regular price at $2.98 is 11.5 cents more than last month and 8 cents more than last year. Diesel $2.97 is even with last month and a penny less than last year. The state's average premium price is $3.74. Missouri for regular $2.60, Kentucky $2.67, Iowa $2.72, Wisconsin $2.83, Indiana $2.85 a gallon.
That's this week's 4S Report. Tune in next week for all of the latest fuel, fertilizer, feed, and food trends and essential energy information.
Yesterday's Illinois Production Cost Report was all unchanged compared to 2 weeks before, and Hydrus has been unchanged now for 4 weeks with an average price of $6.1647, and liquid nitrogen 28% has also been unchanged for the last 4 weeks, $2.80.10. Urea $4.22, DAP $5.22.55, MAP on average $5.17.50, potash $3.91.80, according to the Department of Ag's latest report. Spoke yesterday with Kevin Simlow, Director of State Legislation at Illinois Farm Bureau down in Springfield. One thing, talking about the House vote on the state's income tax system and its proposed changes will take place next week.
The Senate Joint Resolution Constitutional Amendment Number 1 was just released to Revenue Committee and will not be eligible to be posted for a hearing until next week. So that will be probably a discussion that will start up again next week.
So all of that and all that's tied with that, like the brackets and all that sort of thing, I mean, the House could tweak it its own and that sort of thing, so that's all still in play.
Yeah, the Senate, or excuse me, the House does have to pick up the constitutional amendment. There's also the companion implementation legislation that has the rates and structures of what the income tax would look like, of what the General Assembly is considering. I anticipate there won't be many changes to what is in the implementation language at the present time. I think that seems to be the focus. But we're hearing there's a lot of questions by members of the majority party in the House as to whether they can support that right now. So we'll just keep on asking our members to make calls and encouraging our legislators to vote no.
That number is 888-200-3794. Broadband is also being discussed in Springfield. We want connectivity in rural areas, but also want to make sure property rights are well respected.
Many of the utility companies that want to provide that broadband want to use current and existing right-of-ways down roads and on utility poles. And there's laws in Illinois that say that you've got to check with the landowner first. And some of those companies don't want to have to do that because that means they've got to pay for it and let everybody know. And there's some hesitancy on their part to want to do that.
Kevin Simlow, Director of State Legislation at Illinois Farm Bureau, and much still to be accomplished in Springfield before the end of May. Right now, we'll break for markets and weather.
With the RFT Ag Market Summary for this Friday morning, I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat all ending Thursday lower. May corn closing at 344.5, down 10 3/4. July corn down 11, 353 1/4, and September corn down 10 1/4. 362. May beans closing at $8 1/4, down 14. July beans down 14.5, 812 3/4, and August beans down 14, 819 1/2. May wheat closing at 421 3/4, down 9.5. July wheat down 9.5, 429 1/2, and September wheat 438 1/2, down 9. May bean meal 285.30, down 340. May bean oil 26.34. down 37 cents. In current electronic overnight trading, May corn up 2, July corn up 3/4, and September corn up 1/2 penny, 362 1/2. May beans in the overnight up 3 3/4, July beans up 2 pennies, and August beans up 1 3/4, 821 1/4. July wheat in the overnight up 1 1/4, September wheat up a penny, and December wheat 453 3/4 up a penny. In the outside markets, July Brent crude oil 70.39, that's up 2 cents a barrel. The June gold contract up 80 cents this morning at 12.86 even. In the livestock market from Thursday, May lean hogs 83.75, up 17 cents. June lean hogs up 145, $90 even. June live cattle 111.95, up 87 cents. August live cattle up 20 cents. 107.60. May feeders 136.25, up 47 cents. August feeder cattle 144.47, up 60 cents. Illinois direct barrels and gilts on Thursday trading steady at 51 to 57. That's the RFD Ag Market Summary for this Friday morning. I'm Jim Taylor for the RFD Radio Network.
Good morning, this is Dan Hicks from Freeze Notice Weather with the early morning ag weather update on the RFD Radio Network for this Friday morning. Heaviest rain from our latest weather system pushed eastward away from Illinois yesterday into the eastern part of the Midwest. Daytime highs were cooler across most of the state as northwesterly winds brought some cooler Canadian air southeastward into the region. Daytime highs ranged from only around 50 in some far northwestern areas, but still managed to warm into the 70s in southeast Illinois. A cooler, drier day is expected across most of the Midwest today. Afternoon highs will be mainly in the 50s and 60s, with partly cloudy skies across most of the area. This slightly cooler trend will continue into the weekend, although readings generally will be from the upper 50s into the 60s and low 70s for daytime highs, both tomorrow and Sunday. Another system will pass through the Midwest this weekend. Nearly all areas will pick up some rain during the weekend, but major amounts are not forecast in most of the Midwest. Weekend rainfall here in Illinois should be mainly in the 10th to half-inch range, with a few heavier amounts in the southern part of the state. Some dry time will likely return to the region again early next week. Overall, the weather pattern next week should feature fairly light precipitation across the Midwest and some dry days also. Generally below normal rainfall is expected across the Midwest during the week next week, and we should have some days with fairly good drying conditions. Looking ahead into the 6 to 10 day time frame, it does look like precipitation will still average below normal in many central and eastern parts of the Midwest during the 6 to 10 day time frame, but the weather pattern will start to become more active over the far western Midwest during this time, and it looks like near to above normal precipitation will make a return to the Midwest during the 11 to 15 day time frame. 6 to 10 day temperatures should average fairly close to normal in Illinois. I'm Dan Hicks from Freeze Notice Weather.
As you prepare for planting season, remember your neighbors. Whether you're an applicator, grower, or beekeeper, use FieldWatch to register your farm and monitor for sensitive sites around you. FieldWatch is a free, easy-to-use online mapping tool. Consulting FieldWatch is now a requirement for the over-the-top use dicamba products. Communicating with your neighbors will help you protect your farm and the environment. Don't wait. Go online to fieldwatch.com. Growing agriculture, we grow best together.
Does the warmer weather have you itching for a weekend getaway? Take your Illinois Farm Bureau membership savings with you.
Farm Bureau members can save up to 20% at choice hotels, including favorites like Comfort Suites, Sleep Inn, Quality Inn and Suites, with even more to choose from.
Call 800-258-2847 or visit the Choice Hotels website to search all the hotels at once and to make advance reservations.
Contact your local county Farm Bureau for your discount code number.
Farm Week and FarmWeekNow.com journalist Dina Stroish connects rural routes for you. From the Farm Bill to crop insurance to GMO labeling, her expertise is apparent in the stories she reports. Here's a bit about her rural routes.
I get to meet interesting people and share their stories, and I get paid to do it. I cover ag policy and really enjoy keeping the farming community updated on these important issues.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
From midnight snacks to holiday gatherings, food is a part of our culture that brings us together every day. To make sure we all have food on our tables, Illinois farmers are going beyond planting crops and raising animals. We're making sure the wildlife that helps our food grow has homes too. To learn more about conservation efforts, visit ilfarmersconserve.com. Preserving our water, protecting our land, providing our food.
This message brought to you by Illinois Farm Bureau.
That is all the time we have for this edition of RFD Illinois. Thanks for being a part of our show this morning.
We salute a community each day.
We do.
Island Lake is a village in both Lake and McHenry counties. Population 8,080 friendly people. Sponsored by Country Financial. Your farm is your family's legacy and part of your hometown heritage. While you work sun up to sundown to get the job done, we're here protecting the things you love every step of the way. Country Financial. Learn more by visiting countrycrop.com.
One more thing for the 90s dress up. We learned something yesterday from our boss, Jeff Brown. He said those roll-up